In the previous video, I showed you how to create this part using extrusions, and the purpose of the current video is to show you how to make this part using cuts. So we're going to start a new part. Stop and like this one. Imagine SM1 example cut. Now what I need to do is I'm going to imagine where my origin is. I'm going to imagine the orientation of my part. So I need to have a 3 by 4 by 3 cuboid in this place. So I'm going to start by creating an extrusion from the top plane. Going to use these basic sketch tools to get there, and the smart dimensions to get me the dimensions that I want. And this one needs to be 4 units. It's in 4 millimeters. So it needs to be 3 millimeters. And then I need to extrude up 3 millimeters. Okay, so we're good with that. Now I'm going to create the shape via cutting. So I can cut from the top plane upward or from this face downward. I'll start with this, just cutting at this top face here and downward. So I'm going to create myself a cut. I'm going to choose the plane that I want to make the cut on. I'm going to take a look at that plane from a normal view, and I'm going to place my cut kind of approximately where I want it to be. And while I'm at it, I'm going to do this at the same time on the other side. So I've got what is my sketches, and now I'm going to make the cut. And I get to decide if I want to cut all the way down, all the way through. I can also decide what direction I want the cut to go. But in this case, I do want it to actually go all the way through. So I could say through all. And we can accept that and see what's happening. So that's looking pretty good so far. That's the first part of getting my sketch the way that I want it. All right, so now we're just going to make some more cuts until we end up with this shape. So I will, at this point, try to become coincident with that point and coincident with this point, and I should be fully defined, which I am. Okay, in this case, I do not want to go through everything. I instead want to go down just 2 units so that I'm left with a 1 unit high piece. Right there. Okay, excellent. We're getting closer. So if I want to take a look at this in the same form that I was sketching it in, or in the same view that I was sketching it in, that's what we've got, and we're looking nice. So a few more cuts and we'll be done. Okay, gonna look normal to this one, and I'm going to go coincident with that, and then define how big I want this thing to be, which is 1 millimeter. And then I want this one to be 1 millimeter, and now I should be fully defined, which I am. Great. And now this guy needs to go down just 1 millimeter. And you can see the yellow preview showing up as to what it's going to be like. Great. Now I have just one more cut to do, and we'll be totally done with this. Okay, so extrude cut. Okay, onto this surface. Look normal to that. And use my smart dimension to get that to be exactly the way that I want it to be. And I'm fully defined. And this one needs to go down, I think 2. Let's take a look. Yeah, that's right. So now we have created this part. Using just cuts and not any extrudes, except the first one where we created the base material. All right, well, that's how you would do the strategy where you're cutting to remove material. Anyway, hope that's helpful.